There's only so long you can look at these two guys right here before you have to take a little break.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages.
Oh, the hell with it. Let's just start the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vern and Bob Star Trek show on the Star Trek Network. My name is Vern,
I'm Bob.
and we are going to do a fun episode today. We're not going to necessarily do a review of a show today, but Bob and I were talking, and we thought it would be fun to do a species/race spotlight of the Star Trek universe.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we did have a request to do Star Trek Generations, and that is coming. That will be the next episode that we do, hopefully here in the next week or two.
Somebody didn't understand the assignment, and I thought we were just watching it.
He thought we were going to watch it. Why we did it, and I thought we were just going to do it as another review, like a normal episode. So it was kind of this is kind of a last second pivot or audible, as they say in football. So yeah. So who are we talking about today, Vernon?
Well, we're actually going to be talking about my favorite Star Trek species, which is going to be the Ferengi. I'm a salesperson.
Yes.
They're salespeople. I love the Ferengi.
Yes, they are quite the race in the Star Trek universe. They go from the lowest of the lows to being one of the top things that Star Trek has come up with in its what is it?
50,
60 years. 50. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun episode. I'm looking forward to doing this.
Granted, the first time we saw them, not so hot.
I did a video on that.
Yeah, not so hot.
Yeah,
and we're gonna go there. We're gonna talk about it all. But
okay,
the Ferengi, absolutely love the Ferengi. Quark.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite Star Trek characters of all. Just his wittiness. The guy that did Quark, it's amazing how much they don't look alike under all that prosthetic.
Oh, yeah.
But the race itself, smart in finances, obviously. Demands an honest wage, or not an honest wage, but an honest day's work for a little wage.
Yeah.
And the rules of acquisition. I need to find a book that is.
I believe there is one.
I think there is one, and I want to read the whole thing.
I want to get that.
If there was a Star Trek book I would read cover to cover, it would be the rules of acquisition.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But the controversial part of it, what's wrong with women not having clothing?
It kind of backs off that by DS9. We see a lot more where the women are actually smarter than the men.
Yeah, but they're still not supposed to have clothing, but it becomes more of a protest.
Moogie does not go along with that.
And then there was the female that fell in love with Quark.
Yeah, that pretended to be the man working at the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was probably the smartest and slyest of all the Ferengi when it came to business. Yeah.
Yeah, she was smart. She had the whole book memorized and could outwit everybody there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you talk about they were introduced, in the late 80s. What warm-blooded male that watched Star Trek The Next Generation didn't want to kidnap Deanna Troi and Lwaxana Troi?
But yeah, no, the first season though of Star Trek The Next Generation was not kind to the Ferengi.
Right.
The first time where we ever hear of them is in Encounter at Farpoint, and they make this real weird comment that the Groppler is like, well, we'll go and we'll open negotiations with the Ferengi, and Picard responds with, well, let's just hope you're more tasty than their last business partners. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. And then they don't eat people. We see them, they kind of came off as cartoonish in spasms. They had these weird hand,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And
need you to
look,
clip that, and we're gonna make that a
oh,
what you just said. I'm
I
gonna need
have
that
that.
on repeat.
I have that. I have that saved on my computer from that video I made, so I can easily do that. But no, I at least by I want to say season 2, you start seeing a turnaround,
Hmm.
and you start seeing their more capitalistic views on things.
Businessmen.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly what they were supposed to be. Is they turned them into the worst parts of capitalism.
Do you think the Ferengi have a copy of The Art of the Deal?
Probably not, but I think that they would enjoy it very much. I think they would take that as their new Bible. I would assume to them that would be amazing.
Oh,
That would be their holy grail.
yes.
So I mean that would be required reading in school for them.
The rules of acquisition, art of the deal. Got to memorize them both.
You got to know both of them. They're two equally important texts in our society.
All of our products are going to be the sharper image.
But no, I mean, then we get to DS9, and
They're a fun race
that's
by the time
it.
DS9.
Quark, fantastic character. But then you get Nog, and Nog probably has close to one
Rest
of
in peace, by the way. Or no?
Yes, yeah, that's that
Yeah.
was sad news when that happened. But he probably had one of the best story arcs in all of Star Trek. Absolutely one of my favorite story arcs, going from a troublemaker that you see in the very first episode to being, at some point, we know he becomes a captain in Starfleet.
Very well respected Starfleet officer.
Yeah. So I get why a lot of people, they become great. They didn't start off great, but they get to that greatness of a race.
Yeah. And just fun, and they're fun on lower decks as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
the fact that Mariner, one of her best friends, is a Ferengi.
Yeah,
it's great.
And I love how you can just write them, just write them so easily as the most greedy people. I feel like the writers had a field day on DS9 with a lot of their, because some of the more funnier moments happen with the Ferengi.
Yeah.
They're not.
You got Quark that's married to a Klingon female.
Oh, that is probably two of my favorite episodes. And then when she comes back and Worf gets so enamored with her right off the bat, and then she goes, "Oh," and then Dax goes, "Oh, her." That's his ex-wife.
And then they have to simulate their battle on the holodeck, and then love is in the air.
So we talk about the good about the Ferengi. We have to talk about the bad of the Ferengi. And I think you know where I'm going with this. When DS9 was at its peak, they were having some issues with the Jewish community because they claimed, a lot of people claimed that they were very much a stereotype, always trying to get the money, always, anything for profit, anything to make money, anything to cheat people out of money. And I can definitely see where people got that.
Yep. That is one of the unfortunate things.
Yeah, and luckily over time that's kind of died down. For the most part, I don't think it was intended to be like that. I think they would say they were just depicted to be the worst part of capitalism.
Right.
And that's very true. They very much are the polar opposites of the Federation in that regard. The utopian Federation and the capitalistic Ferengi.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have made them a great adversary to the Federation, but they started them off like these animalistic type race.
Yeah, and their technology was always behind. Like, even though the first time we see them, they basically cripple the Enterprise with a beam.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you don't ever see that kind of strength anywhere else down the road. I think that was the only time you saw a Ferengi Star Cruiser actually attack something, and it be worth the attack.
Right. Yeah. And so I'm going to use a wrestling term to describe the Ferengi. When they turned him into that chicken shit heel,
Yeah.
and that's what they became, that took them to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Where they would talk big, but when push came to shove,
They just
woo,
yeah.
Hey, we can
we
make
buy
a
our way
deal
out of
here.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Part of the deal.
so but I absolutely love the Ferengi, man. They went from absolute crap to absolute amazing. I would watch a Ferengi TV show.
Yeah, I would.
That's just based on politics.
I think it was called The Apprentice.
Yeah. But I think a political Ferengi show would be interesting.
Yeah.
With hostile takeovers
even if it's not, even if it's just satire, it would be great.
Yeah.
Like just to see their views on everything. Modern day, current day Ferengi.
Yeah, that is true.
Overall, it had some bad times, but overall a fun race. Some of the most beloved characters came from the Ferengi.
You know what? We haven't even mentioned the Nagus, who is
Grand
probably
Nagus.
Wallace Shawns played him perfectly. I loved his laugh. Oh my god! Every time I hear him laugh, it's just amazing.
Little staff with his head
with his head on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Didn't Noogie or Moogie end up?
Yeah, I think
him?
they ended up having a little bit of a thing. Yeah. But I remember the first episode that they showed him. He took full advantage of the hollow sweets.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to try these hollow sweets. Yeah.
So
kind of reminds me of when I get a haircut when the ladies doing my ears. I swear I feel like the Nagus walking in there like, you got to do my ears. You got to cut me, bro.
You gotta clean the hair out of those things. Yeah.
Yep. Fun race, all about the gold press latinum.
Oh yeah.
Latinum's always a thing to have. Is that the only currency in Star Trek is latinum?
The only one I know off the top of my head that
is
they
actually
talk
used.
About. They show jewels and stuff from time to time on Voyager, or not Voyager, but DS9. DS9 is really the only one that talks about any type of currency, and I think it's because of the Ferengi.
The Ferengi were in Star Trek Voyager.
Yes, they were the continuation.
They found them on that planet.
Yeah, originally the wormhole one on DS, the Next Generation. Yeah, Price, I think it was.
Yeah.
But I forgot about that. They do show up on Voyager. That's good. I like that.
Their women were clothed, but not a lot. Like that episode, I was shocked that episode got aired because it was worse than the Ryza episodes.
True.
Like, the way people are dressed. Like, I was
wow.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, you had the One Ryza episode where Picard was there. It was Captain's holiday, and he was wearing the teeny tiny shorts. That right there should have been banned.
Patrick Stewart was
the sexiest man alive.
That's why they call me Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart. You genuflect when I say it.
All right, so let's wrap this up. A great talk about the Ferengi and why they were my favorite species, why they're a fun species. Kind of a species spotlight here for us.
I like that.
We always appreciate everybody showing up, watching, liking, subscribing. Bob, where are we on the YouTube subscriber count right now?
Oh, as of right now, we are at 2,740.
That is a big thank you from us to you. We've seen, some of the analytics of it all to get nerdy, and we notice what you're watching, so we're trying to tailor things to that. Kind of like with this shorter episode talking about a specific species and race. But thank you very much. And again, the Star Trek Network on TikTok still running strong. If you haven't checked out any of the Spotlight series that Miss Barb is doing for us, those are fun. Really good. You had a ranking of the movies, right?
We have right now up. We have a ranking of the original 10 Star Trek movies. So that's not including the J.J. Abrams movies or Section 31, which I don't. But we have that top 10, top 10 up there. We have top 10 episodes of DS9, and we just put up the top 10 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation. So.
Yep.
Do check those out. We think they are very good lists, and yeah, so
plenty of variety content for you.
Yeah, we got a lot of shorts, a lot of episode profiles that we've been starting to do. 1 minute, they're basically 1 minute, and we give you a quick rundown of the episode. So we got that going on too.
We did have a request, which we will be doing this and kind of talking more about it on TikTok as well as future episodes of this. But we're going to be doing our review of Star Trek Generations. So that'll be fun. Mm-hmm. And then probably in about a month, where you are going to be.
Yeah, it'll be. We're going to pick an exact date. It's going to be probably the first week of April, somewhere in there. That'll give us a full month, and we'll be able to get stuff out there, get you guys information on how exactly it's going to work, when we're going to do it, and just kind of advertising for it to get you guys up and ready for it. But we will be watching the Tuvix.
We will be watching the Tuvix.
And I believe we're going to do it live here on YouTube.
That's going to be fun. We want to interact with you. We want to hear your comments about the episode. But we asked you to get us there, and by God, did you get us there?
Yeah, it's going to be a rough 45 minutes. I'm going to tell you that much.
All right. So, Bob, where can we find our shows and everything? Star Trek Network?
As of right now, because I am going this weekend to revamp a lot of stuff, but for now, you can find the TikTok is the Star Trek. You just search Star Trek Network and you'll find it. We'll be doing, I'm going to be revamping the Instagram, and also I am going to have a link down below for the Discord. I know we've kind of slowed down on pushing that.
Come on in.
It's back up and running. So yeah, there will be a link down there to all the socials we have right now.
Yep.
So, yep.
And that's the easiest way to get in contact with us, because I sit at a desk for 8 hours a day trying to sell phones, and I get bored. So come on in. I'll talk with you all day. I don't care to make the day go by. Because we want to hear about your Star Trek experiences, why you love it, why you hate certain things. So come on, talk to us. Again, my name is Vern.
I'm Bob.
And this has been the Vern and Bob Star Trek Show. Everybody, have a great day.